So this is a painting I did probably last couple months. I work in acrylic paint on canvas, and a lot of it's about pattern and texture. Each painting I normally start with a color in mind. So with this one I really wanted to paint something with yellow and blue in it. So I started with this blue color, you can kind of see in the background, and then I did this dark blue, and then I did the yellow, and then I did the pink, and a lot of it's just reacting, and then the green. And then, so a lot of mine is just reacting to each other as far as colors. I knew I needed, I had a bright color here, I was going to have yellow here, so I needed something dark because it couldn't all be bright. The dark would make it more balanced. And then I have stencils that I paint with, so that there's a texture. So if you can actually feel it, if you were to feel the canvas, the pattern pops up from the canvas that I painted on. And then I taped this off and did these lines to kind of, some help the focus, but some, my cat, some to focus, just it's because it's square, which is my favorite shape to work with. I like that I could divide it, and at the same time it could all be the same. Each painting I do is kind of reaction to whatever emotion I'm in at that time, or things I go through, or things I've been hearing about a lot from other people, because that seems to be a theme in life, that there's people that are all losing their jobs, or there's people that are all buying cars, or there's people, there seems to be themes of what's going on around you, and kind of that reaction, and everyone seems to have the same kind of emotion about those things. So a lot of us trying to translate that into a painting, so that when someone sees it, there's something in that emotion that I try to put on the canvas that they can kind of react to and maybe connect to. So this is another one I started doing. This is also painted, so I painted the black and the white squares on it. And then I did the stencil here. This is all one stencil that I painted on. And then I sewed. So all of these lines going around, those are all embroidered on by hand. Totally just eyeballing it and hoping that I got it right. That I really enjoy because visually these patterns have kind of a sharp, and they're harder when you feel them, texture, and the embroidered line is much softer and has just a different visual but also physical feel to it, which for my paintings, a lot of people never know if they can touch a painting, but I love it when people want to touch my paintings because that means I'm succeeding. So adding that, it also adds kind of a personal touch to it, that I'm actually sitting and sewing a painting. There's something about sewing to me that's like bonding different things together or healing something so that it works again. It's kind of how I imagine sewing. And so there's something about that and adding that into my paintings, because they are about emotions and healing and moving forward, that makes a lot of sense to me. Other thing I do are drawings. So I started this. I made this board, and I buy long rolls of paper, and then I saw them into the right length. The first one I did was just of these lines, which I call tally lines. And I did it for my thesis project in college. And it was that I was trying to see if I could record meditation. I was really into the idea that you could meditate and clear everything out of your body, your emotions, your thoughts, and everything. And you could find kind of a place of peace. And I was really curious if it was possible for me to record meditation and see how my emotions change as I sit there, if they are closer and tighter and then loosen up as I loosen up, or what would happen. So my original drawings were of just the tally lines, and let's see, let me go back. I'll scroll through it some. So I sit now, not every day, but most days, and I will sit and do these tally lines across. And I do this one I'm doing these swirl lines, which is like this other thing I'm really into. A lot of it is just like repeating the same motion and finding a balance somehow in that. And also like growing up as a kid, so I started doing art when I was like 5 or 6, I would always draw on my bed. So because my bed was always like this safe haven. No matter if I was at my mom's or my dad's or anywhere I was, my bed was always safe. So I would always sit in my bed and I would draw, and that was like a safe place that I could just be me and I could just do whatever I was doing. And so then that's kind of how I got into this project, because once I started doing my thesis project, I didn't want to do my paintings. I wanted to kind of focus on the emotion side and the balance, and I was really interested in meditation. So I started doing this, which as a kid, I have this memory of my mom worked in the front office of my school, and I remember her like sitting there waiting for her to be done so we could go home, and I would do these little lines as I was waiting, as like kind of a nervous thing, but kind of just that I wanted to be done. And so I kind of wanted to revisit that idea of just doing a repetitive motion that would somehow record time and emotions in a different way than my paintings.